Hello everyone. So this is another uh, constraint exercise question in which we will generating a particular pattern. So in this particular video, we will be generating a pattern which looks something like this. The zeroth element should be 25. Then the first element should be 27. Then the second element should be 30. Then the third element should be 36. And then the next element should be 40, and then the last element should be 45. So this is the pattern that we have to generate using the constraints. So let's begin. I will name my class cons, and then I will just end it. Now I will write a random int variable and I will name it a, and I will just call it I will declare it as a dynamic array, and each elements of this dynamic array will be of type int. So the very first constraint I will put is related to size. So the size of this particular pattern is 6. So the dynamic array which will get generated after the randomization should have an exact size of 6. So I will write that constraint. And then I will use the size method, and it should be equal to 6. And of course the second constraint will be for the pattern. So let's just analyze the pattern which is given right here. So I will just zoom a bit. So as you can see right here that uh, the pattern starts with 25, then 27 and 30. So there is a similarity. You can see that uh, all the even elements are multiples of 5, except we don't have 35. We have 40, then 45. Not even the odd elements. So there are two numbers. Okay, there are two ranges. If I observe it more carefully, the first type of numbers uh, are the multiples of 5, only excluding 35. So 25 is a multiple of 5. Then there is a continuation, then 30, which is also a multiple of 5. Then there is no 35, but there is 40, which is the next multiple after 35, and then 45, which is the next multiple. And the other numbers are a multiple of 9. So 27 is a multiple of 9, and so as the 36, which is also a multiple of 9. So the very next multiple after 27 is 36. So we have to use two more constraints. So the second constraint I will use is to uh, declare the range between 25 and 45 so that it will remain between 25 and 45, which is the requirement of this constraint. So I will just write a should be greater than 24, and the second constraint will be a should be less than 46. So this ensures that it is within the range of this pattern, and I will call it a underscore range. Now the second pattern will be related to the the second constraint will be related to the pattern. I will call it a underscore pattern. So as we have declared, as we have already discussed, that the following ranges are continuation and are multiples of 5 and 9 except 35. 35 is not there because after 30, 35 comes. So 40 is directly coming after 30. So we could just exclude 35. So let's write this constraint. So the very first constraint should be related to the multiple. So since the numbers are the multiples of 5 and 9, I will write a constraint, a condition that a modulus 5 equals to 0, which ensures that after the division with 5 there won't be any remainder. So this is the first constraint, and the second is that it should also be a multiple of 9. So I will just OR it, and I will write another modulus. So this just satisfies that all the numbers should be the multiples of 5 and 9, and the previous constraint just makes it sure that it should be within 25 and 45. So but remember, there is no 35, so we have to exclude 35. So we can simply do that by just writing a not equals to 35. So this ensures that every number will be multiples of 5 and 9, but only excluding 35. So after this, let's just write a function which will print everything after the randomization is done. And to do that, you have to write a display system task inside the post randomize function. So here I will just write a display system task, and I will just write %p to print all the elements of the dynamic array A. So our class is done. So let's begin with the top module, and let's just call it test. Let's declare the handler of the class. Let's assign the object to that handle. And after this, let's just randomize this particular class with an immediate assertion. Else, it should show an error. And let's just write randomize field. This ensures that it will check whether any constraint is illegal or not. So let's just save the code and let's run the compilation to check whether I have made any typo or not. Okay, there is an error. Oh, all right. It's just a typo. Okay, it seems that I messed up. So let's see what are the errors. All right. Oh, okay. Uh, so I'm just assigning. Uh, I cannot just put a packed value of 46 with a dynamic array. Okay, so the whole operation is messed up. So let's just fix this. So let's just stick back to our plan, which is to generate the particular pattern. Uh, let's see what we can do. Okay, so first of all, let's just create a separate thing. Uh, let's create a queue. And we will just generate the random values or the range 6 times, and then we will just push those back inside the queue. So let's use this queue, and I will use that queue right here. So here I will just repeat the operation for 6 times so that the 6 values can be generated, and I would just put each of the values inside this queue. So I will just say queue dot push back whatever value we get for A after the randomization, and also just to make it sure that the values are arranged in such a way that it begins with 25 and ends with 45. We would just write another method, and that will be sort. So it will sort all the elements of this queue in an ascending order. So after doing this and after repeating this, we would just go ahead and write a display method, and that should display the elements of queue. So okay, the pattern is queue, and we will refer the queue using the handle. So let's just check this again whether we are doing everything correct. So the very first constraint is to limit the value of A within 24 and 46, which is correct. And the second constraint is that the elements should be the multiples of 5 and 9, excluding 35, which is also correct. And we will just randomize that for 6 times. So we should get the intended pattern. So let's just go ahead and save the code, and let's just run the code. This time, hopefully, we will not get any error, but who knows? Okay. Okay, so I don't think that this particular constraint makes any sense since A is no longer an array. So we would just comment this, and let's run the compilation again. Okay, this time no errors. So let's just go ahead and run the simulation and check whether we are getting the desired pattern. Okay, here is another typo I forgot to solve. It should not be dollar else, it should be else dollar error. Okay, let's just correct it. So we got a runtime error right here. Okay, so our desired pattern is 25, 27, 30, 36, 40, and 45, and we are getting 25, 27, 30. Oh, we are getting 30 multiple times, and it makes sense because our constraint is okay, our constraint should be our constraint specifies that each element should be the multiples of 5 and 9 excluding 35, but there are multiples like I mean uh, 30 is also 30 is a multiple of, yeah, okay, so it is getting repeated. So what we can do, uh, because as per the constraint, uh, it should be within the range of 24 and 46, and it should have like uh, 6 elements because we are repeating it 6 times, and we are getting, oh yeah, so within that we are getting two multiples of 5 before the last multiple of 9, which is 45 in our case. So if we just expand this repeat, we could just get multiple 45 also. So there is only one solution for this. Instead of using rand, we will use rand cyclic, and this will solve all the problem, hopefully. So let's just save the code and compile the code. Now run the code. Okay, and now we are getting the correct pattern. We could just confirm it. So the first one is 25, we are getting 25, then 27, 27, 30, 30, 36, 36, 40, 40, 45, and 45. So yeah, we did have some trouble and we had to debug the code because my approach was wrong from the start, but we did end up getting the uh, intended pattern or desired pattern. So that's it about this constraint question. Thank you so much.